Hello, friends. How are you? Welcome to episode 2 of Literacy Made Fun, where we are talking about all things reading, understanding print, all the way from letters to words. I'm going to let everybody have a second to hop on, and then we will start diving in. All right, we're going to dive in. So last week we talked all about letter recognition and how to help your child start learning their letters in a fun way. I hope that you grabbed the sticky notes. I hope that you put them all over the wall or the table, and that your little one loved that quick activity as much as mine did. I am excited to share with you today something quick and easy that you can do, once again, with what you have at home that is going to make a meaningful impact with your little one. So, if we haven't met, hi, I'm Lauren Cunningham, and I am a former first grade teacher turned literacy consultant and reading specialist. In 2021, I finished up the school year as a first grade teacher after I had just had my little boy, and during that time also, before I had my little boy, I finished my master's in literacy. So, finishing up first grade year, having a little boy, having all the knowledge from getting my master's, and the love for literacy literally just struck me. It struck. It all started making sense. I geek out over development, whether it's play, speech, whatever it is, just learning how your brain works together to read the words on a page blows my mind. So when that light bulb moment happened, I stepped back from the classroom and started part-time literacy tutoring in the county that I work in. And that was a great way for me to dip my toes into this new love that I had for literacy, but also being able to spend time with my little boy at home. So through, once you're a teacher, you just can't take it out of you. As I found myself sitting at home wanting to give him meaningful play, I would scroll on Instagram, scroll on Pinterest, find all the cute, fun things, and I did them, but I also knew in my heart that they just needed a little extra push to get a little bit more intention out of it. It didn't need to be a huge thing. A lot of times it's just something as simple as singing a song or using specific language that I want to be working on with him, and how big of a difference that can really make. So there's the spark for with a bit of grace. In all things that we do, we are giving ourselves grace, because yesterday might not look like today, and today might not look like tomorrow, and that is completely okay. We're jumping in the moment. We are doing what we can with what we have, and we're going to see how much of an impact we can make with our little ones, and especially their literacy development. So I'm so happy you're here with me, and today we are diving into all things literacy development, specifically how literacy development and a reading environment can be put together in a positive way, and we'll see both of them impacted in a way that's going to help your little one grow. So before I start jumping into the nitty-gritty of reading environment, let's talk about literacy development. All right, so starting literacy development at an early age really lays the foundation for reading and communication, and fostering a love for learning and literacy, and developing the essential cognitive and language ability that we want your child to have. When we talk about literacy development, we have 4 different stages of literacy development that your child's going to go through. The first one is emergent literacy development from ages 0 all the way to 6. And that is just your child understanding that the words on a page, the print, carries a meaning, and creating that love. They enjoy being read to, right? They enjoy whenever they get to pick out the book and come crawl on your lap and you read it to them. They might not be able to read yet, but they're understanding what a book is for, how you interact with it, and they're loving it. A lot of them love it. If you let them, they love it. Okay, so after emergent, then we have early literacy development, and that's from ages 6 to 7. That's going to be kind of like your kindergarten and first grade when you're learning how to read. You're sounding out words. You're blending those sounds together, and you're reading in familiar text that sometimes are repetitive so that your child can pick up on the language pattern and then focus on a word to decode. So we have emergent, early, then we have transitional, and that's ages 7 to 9, and that's where they become more fluent. They're starting to understand more complex ideas and then putting that together. So the books are getting a little bit harder. They're not as familiar, they're not as consistent with the language pattern in the sentences. And they're having to use all of those skills together and then also understand what they're reading. And then lastly, we have the fluent stage, and that's ages 9 and above. They start discovering different genres of books. They start reading independently, and they start thinking critically about what they're reading. So that's kind of where we are at. Okay, so what we're going to do, because based on what a lot of my audience is, the thick of what I'm in right now, is the emergent. I have the toddler. You have possibly the toddler, the little one. And we are just wanting to feed them all the goodness. Just let them soak it all up. Because whenever you give it to them in a low stress way where they are in control, hint, hint, then we are able to just really let that love grow. I think the number one thing in all of this is letting them be in control. Because we know with toddlers, we know with any age children, the more that we force something, and I'm pretty positive I said this on my last slide too, the more that we force something, the more that they're going to push back. And that's not what we want to do. We don't want to make this you have to sit down and do this right now. We want to give them the tools and let them discover and go with it as they please. So now we get to talk about what we're going to do. What are we going to do to create this reading environment that is going to help our child's literacy development grow through those stages that we talked about in a supportive way that they look forward to and that they're eager to do? Okay, we're going to do 4 things. We're going to set up a book bin. We're going to let them explore the book bin. We're going to engage with them. And then we're going to let the magic happen. Sometimes I use 4 as like let the magic happen or adjust as needed. Okay. So first thing you're going to do is grab a basket, any basket you have. Honestly, I had this on the fly thought the other day of you could even use an Amazon box. Y'all, get an Amazon box, get some paint or markers. There's my thumbs up again. Get some paint or markers and let your child decorate their box. There's a little bit of buy-in with that. They're excited. Oh, that's my box. This is where all my books are going to go. The more you hype this process up, the more they are going to buy into it and be excited to sit down with some books. And when my little one gets to sit down with books, I might be unloading the dishwasher or folding towels or whatever it may be. I usually can get a chore done without him getting out 1,000,001 Lego pieces or demanding that he needs a show on or whatever it may be. And he's just peacefully looking. And I say actually he's peacefully reading because he's looking at the pages. He'll stop and he'll look at all the pages. He'll turn the page. Those are big skills that we don't realize are so foundational and so essential for this literacy development that we are building and encouraging our child. So you've got your basket. Now you're going to just start grabbing books from around the house. I like to do fun books. Chick-fil-A books, going in. For the little ones, board books are great because they can't tear them up. So Cat in the Hat, I've got Pete the Cat. We like these because they're songs. So this is Old MacDonald. Another Chick-fil-A book. These polka dot books are great. where you pop and it just gives like a little bit of extra fun. Any kind of like 100 words. These aren't my favorite books because I did find some recently that have like real pictures that I like more, but these are fun to put in. If you are part of Dolly Parton's Imagination Station, I like to throw her books in there too because those are always exciting. I am going to show you. So I'm making this book bin too. I grabbed a stack of books, but more Chick-fil-A books. This was a book I think I found at Sam's Club. It's just like an interactive book. So with our little ones having books that are interactive, like the Pop-It books, books that may have come in the mail that hype up a little bit more, and polka dot books are always a great find. Sound books, always wonderful, keeps them entertained. And always a Lift the Flap book. These are debatable on if they're going to get torn up or not. But now you have your book bin set up, all these books, and you're going to put it in a high traffic area where you need your child to be entertained. It might be the laundry room, your master bedroom, in the kitchen, wherever it may be. You're going to put it down, put it there, and walk away from it. You can briefly say, like if you do it during nap time, you wake them up, oh, I made a book bin for you. Can you find it? And then that like creates some excitement about it. Or just casually say, I got a book bin for you and I picked out all of these books that I think you're going to love. And I can't wait to hear which one's your favorite. So you are making them excited, you're hyping it up, and you're exposing them to all of these wonderful books. Okay, so we've set up, we've encouraged them to explore. Your next thing you're going to do is sit down and engage with them. I like to let them find it and engage by themselves first before I come over and start talking to them. And a lot of times I will find that it works better if I sit down and just start looking at a book myself. And then usually my little one says, what are you doing? And I will tell him, oh, I'm looking at a book. And then he usually replies with, can you read it to me? But you just want to sit down and create that comfy environment, make a pillow fort, take it to whatever level you want to, and see what happens. See how interested your little one is. If your child, I've got this in the freebie that I'm going to give you. I've got it listed in there too. But if you're having difficulties with your child, like not even wanting to touch the basket of books, don't sweat it. Just let it go. Try this. Try adding your own book, like for me, a toddler behavior book. Try adding it to the book bin, and then later go over to the book bin, grab your book, sit down and start reading it and see what they do. I did that the other day, and my little one wanted me to read to him the book about toddler behavior. Oh, you're trying to learn too. But I wanted to share this quick, easy way that you can gather up some books, put them in a place, let your little one explore, engage, and just get the most out of what can just be their choice. They get to choose what book, they get to choose how long they want to sit there, they get to be in complete control, and they love that kind of thing. We are creating an inviting environment that is comfortable, that is encouraging, and it is crucial because it's going to start that strong foundation that we need for literacy development to just grow and soar from here. We're providing access to a variety of books, again, in that kind of safe space where we're going to capture your child's interest. We're going to make it an enjoyable activity that they want to keep coming back to. That's what we want. That's what we want. We don't want the books to seem stressful. We don't want the pushback. We just want to give it to them, step away, and let the magic happen. Okay, guys, I'm going to stop talking because I've been rambling today and stumbling all over my sentences. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your Thursday, And I will see you back here next week where we are going to be talking about all things sensory play and how that ties into literacy development and what you can do at home to support your little one.